Can you talk a little bit about, because it is related to real estate, with how probate works in Florida and what some of the things to make things go smooth in that arena?
Sure. So, you handle a lot of closings. When you go to a closing, who's there? The seller, the buyer, the title agent, maybe you guys as realtors, brokers, maybe there's a mortgage person, maybe there's some other person who's waiting to pick up a check, like a surveyor. The problem is if the seller's chair is empty, if across the closing table from the buyer, the seller's chair is empty, the title company cannot give good and marketable title to a buyer. So if you have a deceased seller and you just put the house up for sale and you go through the process, if you got all the way to the closing table, which doesn't happen because the title agent figures it out eventually, but if there's an empty chair at the closing table, then there's no one to sign the papers on behalf of the seller. And so probate process is simply the procedure to name someone to be in charge of the estate so that the estate can sell the property legally and the buyer can get good and marketable title. We all know someone who has a child or two or three, and without the will that says who's in charge of the property and the probate when the mother or father dies, how does the title company know who's legally entitled to sign the papers? So for you all, as active as you are in the real estate world, you're always going to find a situation where grandma owned the house and died, and now the kids are hot to trot to sell the house. Either they don't have enough money to carry it, they want to sell it quickly, and then they find out somewhere in the middle of the closing process that they need to appoint someone to be in charge of the estate. That's a big, stop sign in front of your closing. So the sooner you know that there's a probate situation out there with a deceased seller, and the quicker you start the probate process to name someone, the quicker you're going to be able to close.